All right, the internet's been abuzz with discussion about Star Trek Discovery having potentially been moved from canon, and it's not exactly true as it's all been talked about. I'm seeing us more and more at a state, and I've been saying this weekend, where people want to believe that these franchises are getting better. Everybody's being told that woke's dying, and it is absolutely dying on the vine. The companies are panicking about it, but they're not like suddenly changing and realizing, yes, we made a mistake. We are going to appreciate the fans now. That's not what's happening here. They are losing money. The DEI influence and all that from the federal government is going to be drying up very, very soon, and they know that. But all these people in Hollywood are still true believers in the cause. They want to push the woke. They think they can just keep going, be more subtle about it. Everybody's going to age out, and this next generation is going to come in and be totally all in on the woke with them, and it's a matter of time. Because that's kind of what happened with gay acceptance, right, and the gay marriage thing for the most part. They pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, and then finally they got it done. I mean, now they're trying to groom children. Obviously, it's kind of a different ballgame. But this is what they're doing. And so it is causing different stirs and different things. And I have an insider who's talked to me about this that is interestingly saying that Alex Kurtzman might be out as Star Trek lead. Now, I don't know that this is necessarily it's obviously a good thing he's gone. But we don't know who they're going to replace him with or what direction they're going to go so far. So far with Star Trek, all we've seen is doubling down and tripling down on everything that fans hate over and over and over again. Every single show they've come out with has been just mired with LGBTQ crap in it. Obviously Discovery was the worst of it, but Lower Decks had a bunch of it too, with Beckett Mariner going all, I'm a bisexual throughout the whole thing. And then Strange New Worlds has, cast a tranny dude as a woman, and then also implied that Nurse Chapel has a lesbian relationship also. It's really stupid. Now, they were very, very subtle about it. Strange New Worlds is doing the thing where they are making it so it's like, oh, it's just in the background, so you won't notice it. Slow boil woke, right? Instead of like in your face like Discovery. But they are doing it, and Section 31 is going to be even worse from my insiders who've seen it there. We'll get to all this in just a moment. Please hit the like and subscribe button as we talk about all things science fiction and fantasy. Very, very interesting here. If Kurtzman is going to be out, this is going to be a big deal. We'll see what happens. And we'll see what the thought is. My name's John Delarose. I write my own science fiction books, and this is The Stars Entwined. It's the first book in a trilogy called The Arishan War, and I encourage you to pick up this whole trilogy today. If you love Star Trek, especially like the Deep Space Nine iterations, if you like episodes like Unification, where they dressed up as Romulans and infiltrated, this is definitely the type of stuff that inspired me. I want old Star Trek back. I want a universe that has a feel, and I'm really expanding this universe. I'm writing a new trilogy about space exploration that's going to take place in this universe right now. So it's a great spot to get in on the world, understand it, enjoy my writing, and please grab it. It's in the description below, and I really appreciate you guys. You've made us such a huge success this year because, real science fiction people read, and it's been awesome. So it's available on ebook, print, and audio for your convenience. Please pick it up today. All right. So, Alex Kurtzman's current iteration of Star Trek, which fans have dubbed New Trek, seems to be in a lot of trouble, according to rumors circulated from an alleged CBS contact. Reception of New Trek is apparently so bad, it's rumored that Alex Kurtzman is now out at his position come July 2025. This is apparently when his contract is up. This has happened before. Kurtzman has been up, and they've talked about trying to get him out. He's dug his heels in really, really hard. He always tries to renegotiate things and use different technicalities to stay in there. And he likes having the power. He really does, even though he doesn't seem to actually like Star Trek. The current iteration of Star Trek has not made fans happy. Discovery's ratings were dismal. It goes really far back, but even with season 1, they lied about the ratings for Discovery. It was crazy. And Paramount Plus is struggling as a network, and it's led to its early cancellation. They planned 7 seasons of a show, but they did 5. And by season, you kind of put that in quotes, right? Because these seasons are 10 episodes long. You remember Next Generation used to be 24, 25 episodes. So they're doing half of what they used to do in the future. So we basically got a 2.5 season show. That's how much it got canceled, right? And Lower Decks did the same. They did the same after its 5th sort of season there. And Lower Decks really was good as one joke and shouldn't have been that long ever. But absolutely crazy. Now, what we talked about the other day is that Lower Decks had a situation where they had this multiverse thing going on. where they like were turning to different things, and it showed a regular Klingon turning into a Discovery Klingon and back again in this multiverse. And it looked like, oh, well, that means Discovery's not in the Prime universe, right? That's kind of the implication with it. But it's not that it was erased from canon. Like, I mean, they had this whole thing where they set up a like multiverse wormhole with a station to explore different realities and the like there at the end of Lower Decks. Like, that's going to be like that was their continuing thing that they're going to leave it with. That's how they ended it. So they were definitely still all in on it. It's still there. It's still in the multiverse, but they are definitely putting it into okay, this is a side universe, in hopes that like the next person could come in and do something different. Now, this is not erasing it. Unfortunately, it just gives more people carte blanche to do more multiverse stuff. And if you looked at Discovery's content as it was, like, it was very multiversey anyway. They did a lot with the mirror universe. They brought somebody into their universe. They changed a lot of the history there. They went far into the future. They did definitely do a lot of multiversey stuff with that show too. Which honestly, Star Trek needs to get away from that because it's just so tiring to deal with multiverse crap at this point. But it's not removed from canon. It is in its own continuity, which might be different than the Next Generation Deep Space Nine continuity as it is. Which let's hope that's the case going forward. So little overly optimistic by people there, but things are going very, very bad at this whole deal, and. Even though they're going forward, Alex Kurtzman seems to be like doubling down on everything that people hate about Trek. Like, nobody's ever wanted a Starfleet Academy show, but execs have been pushing this for decades. Like, even Brandon Braga wanted a Starfleet Academy show back in the day. But he's not just doing this, Alex Kurtzman. He's doing it in the Discovery Far Future era, like with like the fat redhead chick Tilly, like kind of leading it as an Academy instructor. I mean, it's like, continuing Discovery is not what we wanted. And if you were going to do a Starfleet Academy, you should have done it like after Picard, maybe have his son go to the Academy or something like that. That would have been cool. It's like there's way different ways to do it where people might have liked it. Then you could have, again, even though you kind of gave Picard and the Next Generation cast their send-off, they could cameo periodically just showing up at the Academy, right? Or heck, Professor Miles O'Brien. How cool would that be, right? But unfortunately, they like I said, are doubling down on just retarded moves. Now, they tried to, of course, member berries it in. They've got Robert Picardo coming back as Voyager's doctor. But, they're just doing what nobody wants. And don't even get me started on Section 31. My insider there says he's seen a screening of it. He says it's so bad, it's so unwatchable that it like made him nauseous. It was that bad. 10 minutes into it, like he couldn't even get that far. It is just going to be a complete disaster again as they come out with this in January. Now, this was posted in Trekverse, which is a great Facebook group by a guy, Doug Fitz, who's the admin here. And he said, what I'm hearing is Trek merchandise revenue was down by 80% this year. That's pretty huge. When you've got Strange New Worlds out there, which by accounts, Strange New Worlds is getting better ratings than Lower Decks and Discovery. Of course it is. It's a little more nostalgic. It feels a little more like Star Trek. But merchandise is down 80%. That's huge. That's crazy. And then on top of this, nobody has any interest in syndicating any of the new Trek, which is also crazy. A lot of the revenue they get from syndication of reruns and the like, or different streaming, is a big deal. Skydance lowered the boom and ordered original canon universe restored, and that's what they're doing with making it into the multiverse, and all streaming shows to be put in some incarnation of the Abrams and Paramount alternative copyrights. So remember, the Abrams universe was a alternate universe that they went back in time and things changed time, and that was something that happened there, right? Because of that, Romulan went back and destroyed Vulcan. It changed the timeline, right? And so it's in its own timeline, and very weird. I never liked that plot. I'm going to just rant. I'm sorry, guys. I never liked that plot because, real Star Trek would have, gone back and tried to save Vulcan. It wouldn't have, gone hey, we're going to accept these billions of people dying because the most important thing that, is Kirk and Spock are friends. It was a nonsensical plot line. But whatever. It's gone now. It's in its own weird universe. And this is going to get relegated to the same, which is good. No one will be quoted as source because Kurtzman and them are pretty bad. You can get fired just for talking to me there, even though I got somebody to talk to. But it's really tough. And so this is all hush hush. And this is the July announcement that's being referred to, and I confirm this. It looks like Kurtzman's going to be out as of July because of all his failures so far. So he's trying to rush out Section 31. Of course, they've got a season of Starfleet Academy done, which is already filmed, so that's probably going to go out. I don't know how far that's going to go at this point. But it looks like things are going to start to change in July next year, so we'll start watching that at this point and see what happens. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Can Star Trek be righted as a ship? Let me know. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and of course, grab my books, guys. You're going to love these if you like 90s Star Trek. Really appreciate you for being there. It's in the description below.